I don't know what he's about to say, but I know you aren't going to see on the CBC or CTV someone talking about the oil industry with honesty, which you will hear. So please, donate. Keep this on the air. And you've seen him here before. Bryan Gould is the CEO of Aspenleaf Energy. He's from Alberta. He's an oil guy. And let's talk about Canada since the election, because we have Tim Hodgson now, friend of the new Prime Minister, businessman, and he is saying, you know, I want to get stuff done. I want to have pipelines. I want to get it out of the earth. Of course, then we have Guilbeault saying no pipelines. It's not his ministry. So a lot of voices there. But are you more optimistic now than you were before the election?
So short answer to that question is yes, I actually am more optimistic. And the reason for that is we at least have a government now who is talking about building things as opposed to not building things. And I think that's some positive progress. Now the devil's in the detail though about what it's going to take to get something built. But before that, let me step back. The sad part of this, Stephen, is we have evolved in our society to where nothing can get built. Everyone has the power to say no, and the previous Liberal government has created an absolute rat's nest of regulations which are impenetrable for private enterprise to build anything. So
even for government to try to build things.
Anyone to build anything. So
Yeah.
This is quite sad. And this impenetrable web of barriers makes the cost of projects and building something prohibitive.
Which is why our productivity is down, because people don't want to build anything in Canada.
Absolutely. And it's great to build things, but if you're building things that don't create true value, this is of no benefit to our society. We have to learn to build things that are economically viable, because economic viability is the demonstration of creating true value for our society.
Okay, so I started off, we're talking about the politics, and you quite rightly brought up the bureaucracy and the rules and the regulations and why it takes years and years and years to try to get something approved. Are you optimistic that this government is going to blast through some of that?
I am mixed. I would say I'm more optimistic than I was, but I can't tell you I'm highly optimistic, because this government still hasn't withdrawn all the barriers that the previous Liberal government put in. They're insisting on uneconomic conditions like carbon capture to build pipelines, which will destroy incredible amounts of value. And so the glass is half full for me, but I can't tell you I've got a full glass of optimism.
If C5 passes, that's the bill where the government can say certain projects don't have to go by all the rules and regulations. That would be a positive move in your
that would be positive in one sense, but then you have a government picking winners and losers, and that to me is a representation of central planning. Now you could argue something is better than nothing, and that has some merit, but I would prefer to have a society where free enterprise can flourish and entrepreneurs can get things built.
Wow, what a society. I think we used to have that. Bryan Gould, thank you very much. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act. Once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.